Dave Filoni has officially been promoted to Lucasfilm Chief Creative Officer. This is some great news moving forward with the Star Wars brand that he's going to be in charge of the creative side of things. Let's hop right into this. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, if you aren't familiar with who Dave Filoni is, if you're new to Star Wars, Dave Filoni has been with Lucasfilm since the George Lucas era. He was very prominent in helping George with the Clone Wars animated series. He is responsible for the Ahsoka series, and Ahsoka is kind of his baby. He created the character with George Lucas and has helmed her through all of the versions we've seen of her in Rebels, Clone Wars, Tales of the Jedi, and the Ahsoka show, most importantly. Now, since the Disney acquisition, Dave Filoni has been put in charge of a lot of projects, including Tales of the Jedi, Clone Wars Season 7, the Ahsoka project, and has been overseeing a lot of the Mandalorian universe, and is going to be directing an upcoming Mandoverse movie in which the Ahsoka show, Boba Fett, and the Mandalorian, even Skeleton Crew, will all come together in a cumulative movie, almost like an Endgame style film. There's a small, brief history on Dave Filoni. Now I'm going to get into why this is so important that he has been promoted to this role. I'm going to start this off from a quote from Dave Filoni after being promoted to this role. Now this comes from the article from The Hollywood Reporter. Go check it out. Link will be in the description. Dave Filoni states, "In the past, in a lot of projects, I would be brought into it. I would see it after it had already been developed a good ways." Filoni told Vanity Fair, which broke the news. Now, this small statement says everything. This just shows that everything he's worked on in the Disney era, whether it be Mandalorian, Ahsoka, he has seen, once it's been developed, like he said, a good way through, which means he wasn't very hands-on in the process of making it, maybe with the outlier of the Ahsoka show. Now, this is important to note because there have been a lot of shortcomings with the recent Star Wars content, especially on Disney+, whether that be Mandalorian Season 3 or some weird choices in the Book of Boba Fett, even the last couple episodes of the Ahsoka show. This has been blamed by fans on the idea that there's not a sole creator, Dave Filoni is not able to oversee this, Kathleen Kennedy has stepped in and done what she thinks is best for the monetary value of the Star Wars brand. And this quote from Dave Filoni somewhat confirms that. He said very clearly that a lot of these projects he has just stepped in kind of later, once a lot of stuff has been done and he has not had much control over the story elements and the connectivity of it. And now that he is going to be in charge of the content being made, this is going to make things a lot more crisp, a lot more fresh, have a more cohesive vision to it, especially now that he's going to make this Heir to the Empire movie. There is a lot of good to come with this. Now, I don't agree with everything that Dave Filoni has done, but who knows how many cooks were in the kitchen during these shows. Now that he is in charge and can call the shots alongside Kathleen Kennedy, of course, I think we're going to get a lot more cohesive content, fresh content, straight from the mind of Dave Filoni, who worked as a protege for George Lucas. So what's the difference between what Dave Filoni has been doing and what he's going to be doing now? So as I've mentioned a couple times already, in the past, he has just been brought in to help midway through or towards the end of projects. Now he is going to oversee Star Wars projects in early development alongside Kathleen Kennedy and Carrie Beck. Now, Kathleen Kennedy has definitely made a lot of questionable decisions when it comes to Star Wars, its films, its television series, but now that Dave Filoni is going to be there right away as soon as a new idea is brought up and kind of call some shots and say, hey, maybe you should step back for a second, and I think this is what should happen. He is able to do that now, which I think will take a lot of these projects in the right direction in early development, because I think that's where a lot of these things have gone wrong. If we look at the sequel trilogy, as much as I enjoyed the films, for what they were not very cohesive. There was not a plan set forward right away. If someone like Dave Filoni or any other prominent head in Lucasfilm were there at the beginning, before these movies were even made, and mapped out a structured 3-movie trilogy, I think things would have been a lot more seamless and there would have been an overarching story. This is what Dave Filoni is doing now. He will be there right on the front lines as a Star Wars movie or show is being created, and he will have a huge say in what happens even before writing starts. And then, of course, as writing starts, production starts, and filming starts, he will also be there making sure everything is going seamlessly and how he envisioned in the early parts of this development. So yeah, that's just a quick little rundown on what Dave Filoni is going to be doing as he takes over this new position. Congratulations to Dave Filoni. I really think this is well-deserved, especially after the great reception of the Ahsoka show. I'm so glad that this happened, and I really think we can expect a lot more from Star Wars going forward. I'm still going to be cautiously optimistic because not everybody is perfect, and I know Dave Filoni has his flaws, but I think we are in a much better place with him being able to helm a lot of these upcoming projects. I've spoken my piece on this. I'm very excited. I want to hear what you guys have to say, though. Sound off in the comments below and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.